It's time now for our business update, and Stephen Carroll is with us here on set for that. And Stephen, Donald Trump is expected to finally announce his trade tariffs later this Thursday. Just what are we expecting?
Of course, nothing official at this point. We're still waiting for the details of what these measures will be. But what we are expecting is a levy on imported steel of 25% and 10% on imported aluminium. President Trump's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, telling an American television network that the decree should be signed later this Thursday, with tariffs going into effect in 15 to 30 days. Mr. Trump had initially hinted that it would apply to all steel coming into the United States, but Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross now says there would be flexibility for certain countries. In particular, that may affect Mexico and Canada, two major sources of imported steel. They could be given an extended exemption to allow talks to continue on a revamped version of the NAFTA trade deal.
We expect that the president will sign something by the end of the week, and there are potential carve-outs for Mexico and Canada based on national security, and possibly other countries as well, based on that process.
Well, this threat of tariffs has led to warnings of a trade war with other countries.
We've already had threats of retaliation from the European Union. Now China too says that it's ready to take the appropriate and necessary response if Mr. Trump goes ahead with his plans. It comes as new figures show that Chinese exports jumped by over 44% last month.
A trade war is never the right solution, especially now in a globalised world. Choosing a trade war is surely the wrong prescription. In the end, you'll only hurt others and yourself. China will certainly make an appropriate and necessary response.
Well, let's take a look at how the markets are reacting to all of that. Investors certainly encouraged by those hints from Washington of some flexibility in those trade tariffs. Market analysts saying they're encouraged by what appears to be a softening of tone from the White House. We've got gains across all the main Asian bourses, as you can see there. Hong Kong's Hang Seng up over 1.5%.
Now, on this International Women's Day, we're taking the opportunity to shine the spotlight on some female entrepreneurs. Stephen, tell us more.
In the European Union, just over a third of self-employed workers are women. Female entrepreneurs often face greater challenges in accessing finance and training, but government, EU and private initiatives are helping to try to redress this imbalance. One such project is the Cartier Women's Initiative, which offers finalists specialised coaching, networking and cash prizes for their businesses. Julia Römer is one of this year's finalists. She's the co-founder and CEO of Coolar, which created a solar-powered refrigerator for storing vaccines, and she joins us now from Berlin. Julia, thanks for being with us this morning. Tell us, where did the idea for Coolar come from?
Oh, hi, good morning. So the idea came from my university, from my studies. I was totally fascinated that you can cool with heat. That's something totally, not normal. Nobody believes in that. And I was totally fascinated, and I just wanted to do something with it. So I decided to develop a refrigerator that works with heat instead of electricity.
So you're an engineer by training. Had you already gotten the entrepreneurship bug? Did you see yourself setting up your own business?
Not from the beginning. It was more like an engineering disease, finding something that you're fascinated with. And after that, I decided, I cannot let it go. I have to do something with it. And so I became an entrepreneur step by step.
And when you did come to start that business, when it came to doing things like looking for financing, getting the right advice and training, did you find that was easy to access?
In our case, because we're really hardware product, we're doing really, steel development, welding, refrigerators. It's not so easy to find finance opportunities, especially finance opportunities. So you always need support from, for example, initiatives like the Cartier Women's Initiative Awards, that I'm doing a lot of work when it comes to visibility of such projects as ours.
And do you think that initiatives like that help to redress this imbalance? The statistic there was 34% of self-employed people in the EU are women. It's a fairly big gap to make up. Will these sort of initiatives help, do you think?
I hope so, yeah. I hope that when other women see that you can do whatever you want to do and you just have to try and you can get this visibility, that there are more women doing this. And I'm really working hard on shouting to every woman to just do what you want to do and just try.
Okay, Julia Römer joining us from Berlin, the co-founder and CEO of Coolar. Thanks for being with us.
Well, finally, from you, Stephen, McDonald's is also doing its bit to mark International Women's Day.
That's right. The golden arches have been turned upside down by the fast food giant, turning their iconic M into a W. Now, physically, this has happened just at one California restaurant in honour, the company says, of the extraordinary accomplishments of women everywhere, causing quite a stir on social media, as you might imagine. A couple of people posting photos on Twitter and asking McDonald's what happened that their M has turned into a W. In 100 other American outlets, staff will wear special T-shirts with the W, while the brand's social media will also be changing for today as well.
Whack-Donald's there,
Yes, or Wick Nuggets.
Very good. Stephen Carroll with the latest business news. Thank you very much. I'm back after the break with another roundup of world news here on France 24. Do stay with us.